It's a fast dash back to shore with a heavily concussed skipper.
It's a dog.
Hey, your dog!
Dog is overboard.
Call comes in about a sinking vessel.
Okay, ready to recover people, please.
The crew arrive to find a 14-foot runabout fully submerged.
Work out how many people are in the water first.
As they approach the sinking vessel, there's no sign of anyone on board.
Guys, can we communicate with the people on the boat on the port side?
Coast Guard skipper Roger notices a boat with a number of extremely wet passengers on board.
All the people okay?
Fortunately, all those on board the stricken vessel seem to have been picked up by passers-by. But the half-submerged boat is in the middle of an extremely busy channel, so Coast Guard need to attach a tow line to get it back to shore.
One of our guys is an extremely competent swimmer. We're just going to get him in the water in a second, and he's going to put a line on the front of this boat.
The sunken boat skipper William explains how things went so wrong.
The water just come right in the back and start filling up the boat. But lucky no one's hurt. I don't really worry about the boat. I was worried about all my mates and that, and my father-in-law and the boat. I told him it won't sink, it's got polystyrene in it.
William's day isn't about to get any better as he remembers there was a very important item on his submerged boat.
My battery's in there. The car battery, I took a spare one. No, just in case it goes flat.
Back at the wharf, William's new boat is rid of its unwelcome load. And there's good news on the car front too.
That luckily is a dry cell battery, but it was swamped, so we're going to have to now go and just make sure that we get his car going so that we can get his trailer down here to get him out of the water.
Finally, William's positive outlook on a bad situation has paid off as he arrives with car and trailer.
Go home and slap the boat. Change the colour. I should have named it Unsinkable.
It's a dog.
Hey, your dog!
Dog is overboard.
I need everyone to hold on, guys. It's going to be a washing machine in here.
Two sailboats have collided, and one has split in two and quickly sunk to the ocean floor. Coast Guard vessels have been tasked to the emergency.
Whereabouts?
11 o'clock, crossing from 11 o'clock.
On arrival, the crew of ASB Rescue are already at the scene. The couple have been pulled on board the yacht that collided with them, and medics are trying to assess their injuries. The sunken boat's owner is visibly in shock, and his wife has suffered serious pelvic injuries and head lacerations after being caught under the bow of the other boat.
I require you to call an ambulance.
They need to get her to hospital fast, so Rescue Alpha will need to clear the way through the busy boat traffic.
Okay, stand by on the horn.
But as they negotiate a path to shore, they spot another potential hazard.
What just went overboard?
There's just something just went overboard.
Something's overboard off that boat. Stop! It's a dog.
Hey, your dog!
Dog is overboard.
Finally, the dog owners notice the commotion and turn their boat around, and Alpha continues to shore.
Okay, we touch and go to get some crew ashore, please, guys. Bring you alongside of this wharf here.
The injured woman, Jill, is in intense pain, much to the concern of her husband.
Do you feel comfortable, Jill, to be moved like this? Because we can take you all the way out to the ambulance.
Quite a bit of pain in her left buttock.
As she's taken to the waiting ambulance, the only sign of the incident is a couple of scratches to the much larger boat. Jill spent a week in hospital and had months of physio to get back to full health. The sunken boat Gypsy was salvaged, but it will cost an estimated $350,000 to get her back on the water. The Coast Guard volunteers transfer the patient to their waiting vessel, but suddenly she appears distressed. On the Waitemata Harbour, the volunteer Coast Guard crew of North Shore Rescue are rushing to the aid of a woman suffering from seizures while out sailing.
Guys, keep an eye out for this vessel. We're looking out for a 10-metre pale yellow yacht. Yeah, hold this course, Liam. I'm out of the vessel.
The crew arrive to find the woman having a serious epileptic episode.
Obviously, it suffers from seizures reasonably frequently. Yes, yeah.
The patient is dehydrated and half conscious. It's a nervous wait for one of the young crewmen.
She's going to take her meds and then she's fine. She has them, she'll forget.
The patient has never had a seizure like this before.
When was the most recent actual seizure activity? When did she last have a fit?
That was probably could have been half an hour ago. Yeah.
About half an hour ago.
Oh, yes, yeah. Even less, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
By an incredible stroke of luck, 3 doctors out fishing have heard the distress call over marine radio and raced over to see if they could help. At the same time, another Coast Guard vessel arrives.
Right, so you're all 3 of you doctors? Mate, not bad. Well, how's my luck today?
One of the doctors scrambles across to assess the woman. All the support is a relief for the patient's father.
I have had experience with this, and they were going on too long, so I thought better call in some help. Yeah.
The Coast Guard volunteers transfer the patient to their waiting vessel, but suddenly she appears distressed.
Really is 6 of 1.
With the patient in and out of consciousness, the Coast Guard crew has radioed for an ambulance to meet them at shore.
We're aboard the vessel Hibiscus 2. It's a sea legs vessel, which means it's got wheels. It's a New Zealand invention and can drive right up the beach. And we find it incredibly useful when we're dealing with medical situations. We can get to an ambulance wherever they might be. So we're on our way into Army Bay in Whangaproa, and we'll get our patients some help. Got to be North Shore clear and further to follow.
With the patient's condition still uncertain, the amphibious craft's door-to-door service means no time is wasted getting her to a waiting ambulance.
On my mark, guys, prepare to lift. Lift.
So Linda's currently quite dehydrated, so we're going to take her down to North Shore Hospital. We're going to rehydrate her on the way. Hopefully she'll feel a little bit better by the time we get to hospital.
While the patient remembers little from the incident, she made a full recovery thanks to Coast Guard. Suddenly, this is becoming much less straightforward than a simple jump start. On the Waitemata Harbour, the Coast Guard volunteer crew of North Shore Rescue trying to find a boat that has radioed for help after its engine failed to start.
I can see an orange boat, I can see a yellow buoy, but I can't see a yellow boat.
For 15 minutes, the crew search.
No, nothing.
Then, close to Waiheke Island, they find the broken down runabout.
This actually looks a little bit dicey. He is on Tifau Point. Just have to be careful. There's a lot of things to consider and how we get in here and deal with it because it's quite shallow, quite rocky.
Suddenly, this is becoming much less straightforward than a simple jump start.
G'day, guys. You just need a jump start. The battery's dead.
He's not in a good position here. If that anchor's not holding, he could be in a little bit more trouble.
While the rocks are a danger to the runabout is quickly becoming a danger to North Shore Rescue.
Just have to be careful. There's a lot of things to consider. He's got an anchor line in the water, which is a danger for our props. We've only really got this side to work with him on because the other side is kind of between a rock and a hard place, you can see. So we've got about 3 metres of water. If we're not careful, it could go a bit ugly.
Skipper Mark's plan is to get a jump pack onto the troubled boat as soon as possible, which hopefully will provide enough juice to kick the engine back into life. During a moment of calmer seas, Derry takes advantage and jumps aboard.
Hey, have you got the jump pack, Derry? Because I need to get out of here, mate. We don't want to get too close, otherwise the 2 boats coming together can get a bit ugly. I'm not staying alongside. He's got it. Okay, I'm out of here.
Derry tries to work his magic on the flat battery.
Yep, it's a 2-stroke. It's good though, it's a good sign.
The runabout splutters back to life. The next challenge is retrieving Derry. As the runabout's crew surfaces from the cabin, safety doesn't appear to be a priority.
So he's just getting his anchor up there so we can come out a little bit further to do the transfer. A little bit concerned maybe by some lack of life jackets on there, which is a bit of a worry and a bit disappointing. He's kind of wearing a life ring right now as a life jacket. So just stay neutral, mate. We'll come to you. We'll come to you.
With Derry safely transferred back, the runabout heads home, hopefully with a lesson learned.
They've been out there all day, using the juice all day for radios and stuff like that, and then go to turn the engine on and there's no juice. So quite common.
It's a fast dash back to shore with a heavily concussed skipper. With serious concerns about the man's head injuries, the vessel heads straight for the Marine Rescue Centre. A mayday call has come in from a yacht whose skipper has been knocked unconscious by the vessel's boom. So the Coast Guard and the police are on their way.
Okay, so you're 1,000 metres north of Ringatoto Lighthouse. What sort of boat are you in?
With the yacht's position confirmed, the Coast Guard rescue boat hurries to the scene.
Okay, I know we are now. I'll hang up on you. We'll be with you in a couple of minutes, okay? He said he's not talking very well. His buddy, I was expecting the head. He's just conscious. Yeah. He's swearing his words or something.
They reach the stricken yacht in 10 minutes and pull up alongside, ready to rescue the injured skipper.
Yeah, the guy's on board. He's got a gash to the head, so we'll be obviously taking him back to town. What might be easy to do, I think, we'll just slice that lifeline and slide him straight in, eh?
But cutting the lifeline to transfer the injured man across is a decision Flans will come to regret. A crewman at the yacht's bow has tried to grab the loose lifeline and has fallen into the freezing water. So now the Coast Guard has a second man to rescue.
Touch into the line.
Go! 3, go!
Okay.
Lean him back.
We're just going to lean you back. We're going to lean you back. Right, all the way. And off you go. Gotcha. Okay.
Into the bean bag.
Okay, now is that crew happy to look after the yacht?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys can get the yacht back for it.
Okay, give us our lines around here.
Yeah, it's too rough. What's this guy going to do?
Colin, what are you doing, mate?
Take him with us, he's wet.
Yeah, he's wet and cold.
Keep him with us.
Keep one us. Drop our lines, please, Aaron.
Oi, get some rope and lash those lifelines back up, eh?
Aaron,
what?
our lines.
Right now.
Okay, come on, captain, please, sir.
Get any pain?
Yeah. Patient.
Do we have a blanket or something?
Two on board, one wet.
It's a fast dash back to shore with a heavily concussed skipper.
Laceration on the top of the head that I can see from here.
He's got a nice gash.
And a crewman who is showing signs of hypothermia.
Still good? Give my hand a squeeze, Manny. Awesome. Good on you, mate. That's great. That's great. Aaron, can you just note on the medical that he has no recollection of what happened to him at all, okay? Up until he didn't realise that he was on a Coast Guard boat, so we've got a degree of memory loss.
With serious concerns about the man's head injuries, the vessel heads straight for the Marine Rescue Centre. At the Marine Rescue Centre, ambulance officers are standing by for the police rib's arrival. The day's skipper is carefully helped onto a stretcher.
Thank you very much, the Coast Guard.
And the two men are taken to hospital for treatment.
Right, if you don't get a cold from this, you're a harder man.
Thanks, Charlie's Angels.
You're welcome.
Great job. Cheers.
See ya. Take care.